Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Team Fortress TV's coverage of ESEA Season 30. My name is Consul. I'm joined here by the wonderful BILLDOZER, and we have Looster 200 on production, hold it down, in-game observing and camera work. It's been a while since we casted, but I'm excited. It's playoff season. We are going into the first playoffs match of the season. This will be froyotech versus Meat Market. Yeah, I think I'm pretty excited for this. How are you feeling about this match, Bill?
I'm feeling pretty good, Console. We got two really strong rosters. We got a lot of veteran players on both sides. People who've been around for a long time. They've made themselves known and they've shown what they can do. And I'd love to see them face off in a best of three playoff situation to see how it shakes down.
Yeah, for sure. So the maps for tonight, for those of you who are not aware, first map we will be going into is Freya's pick. It is CP Sunshine. The second map will be CP Metalworks, picked by Meat Market, and of course the decider will be Granary. Yep. So I think we're gonna take a look at a rundown of these rosters because they have changed a little bit, particularly with Meat Market since the last time we did the cast. So on Meat Market, we do still have Corset and Cookie holding it down on Scout. Bro King is now on Roamer, and they've moved Sin out of the way to make room for Ash on Pocket. Sai is also joined to replace Alex.exe on Demo Man, and Ninja Nick has taken the place of May, who was moved back to sub earlier this season.
All right, Meat Market has made a few changes. Froyo hasn't really made any of note. You still have Habib on Demo Man, Nursey on Medic. You have Banny and Eric both on Scout. Banny's on Pocket? Sorry, I'm getting a little mixed up. You have Blaze on Roamer, you have Yomps and Eric on Scout, and Banny on Pocket. Maybe.
Is that the case?
I don't know. I'm looking at the in-game thing, and I'm getting a notice that my microphone might be a little messed up. So if you want to keep talking for a second, I'll try and adjust that.
Will do. So yeah, looking at these roster changes, it's going to be pretty interesting. I would say on the whole, all of Meat Market's roster changes are upgrades. Not to say that the players they had before weren't holding it down. Cinnamon improved a lot this season, I think, and I think was an excellent roamer for what he did. May was doing pretty all right earlier in the season. And who was the other player they replaced? Alex.exe. So I think they were all doing pretty well. However, the names that are replacing them are all invite legends, have played many a LAN and many an international LAN. And I'm looking at them to try and be our upset, Froyo, as we go live here into this first round.
All right, as we're rolling out, what are you going to look for, Console?
Honestly, I think this first mid, I'm going to be looking at what Habib's doing. Typically, he tends to dominate. Freya like to play a lot of this scout demo-centric, and early on, he just completely shut them out of choke. There was a fast bomb into the enemy choke from Blaze, I believe it was, and then he had a sticky that did 50 damage to two players, and there's no contest on midfielder.
We did see Nursey just go down as Ash was able to put himself forward. Meat Market taking good positioning here as that early death from Blaze is just not giving them the forces that they need to be able to pick it up, and having this demo and scout along with the medic is going to seal out this mid for them.
Yeah, so it's really interesting what happened there. At first it looked like Meat Market just got completely shut out at choke, and it looked like they weren't even going to go to mid, but they came into the fight really late and almost caught Freya off guard, so looks like they will be taking the mid, and we are going to be seeing them walk into second here. They have pretty much full Uber ads, so it should be no problem as Corsa starts to lead Meat Market and bombs from both soldiers pressuring out the rest of the team, and this should be second pretty much for Freya.
Yeah, you saw Sai getting there very late, getting to mid very late, and when Blaze was there so much earlier, he thought, I may as well try and seal this before it really gets to be anything more than that. So Meat Market's going to have full Uber advantage as they go in from the left side, pushing in with double scout into a heavy on the right side, getting time on the point as we have a soldier going back to flank. Bombs are coming in, Uber's coming out from Nursey, and things are going to sort of fade out, and it looks like Froyo is going to hold this.
Yeah, Meat Market did a really good job of pressuring the point earlier, and they almost got the cap, but they couldn't get it in time before Nursey got her own Uber off, and that pretty much sealed the deal for that last hold, as it looks like now there's going to be a back cap attempt from lower, as Broking is going to be able to take down Blaze, but that's all he'll get. Yumps cleans him up, and it looks like it's going to be another cap. Meat Market look like they're trying to contest this a little bit through choke, but cap will go down. It's going to be even Ubers for both medics as we kind of reset onto mid here.
Yeah, we're just going to sort of stalemate out a little bit. Things are going to chill out. Maybe see a bomb in out of Broking or something while we wait.
Yep, maybe. It looks like Ubers are going to even out now. Actually, right now, I'm seeing the Cookie Sniper. He's, from what I've seen from him, he's actually a pretty consistent sniper. And it looks like he's just going to be watching the Valley sight line from Tetris. He's not going to do too much. We're actually going to see a fake bomb and choke from Blaze. He's going to try and bait somebody out.
That was beautifully executed.
Yeah, definitely.
Broking jumped high, he baited Blaze in, and then they just picked Blaze off as he stood in choke.
Yep, unfortunately it is not going to find much. It will bait Eric into Cookie though, so that's 2 picks. It's going to be a little bit tougher to push on a 1-player advantage with the sniper, but they're going to do it anyways. They're going to trade Ubers here, and players going down left and right for both teams. Freya looking like they're going to be getting the better end of it though, as there's three up.
Yeah, that was a bit of a weak push out of Meat Market. They had all the positioning they could have ever wanted in Valley, and then Yomps just came over the top. He pressured the sniper, got a lot of damage off on the soldier and demo, and it took him way too long to get him down. And he was just able to keep them from pushing in any further into the second point.
Yep, it will allow Froyo to get this middle cap off, and they're going to have just a little bit of Uber advantage. Not anything too workable, but they do still have Broking down, and they're going to keep on pressuring, as now Cookie is going to go down to Eric from Valley, and pressure just keeps on surmounting. He's going to lock everybody out. Course is down. Both scouts down. Not going to be able to hold that second point, and Nursey's actually now surmounted a pretty decent Uber advantage. I don't know if Ninja Nick hasn't been building well. And oh no, this is just disastrous now. Spray's gonna walk in immediately off the top right. Don't even have to Uber in yet. Nursey throwing in cheeky arrows left and right. This is looking like easy peasy for Froyo as the Uber comes out now. So much cat time. A few frags go the other way. Ninja Nick down though. Enemy team wipe. That's gonna be first round for froyotech.
Yeah, I mean, there's not a lot to say on that push. They were just able to keep pressuring Meat Market, and by the time they got to last point, there really wasn't anyone left to defend with.
Yeah, this mid, I really want to see what Meat Market are doing here. It looks like Saigai is going to be showing up to mid at the same time as Habib, so a little more presence than we saw last mid from Meat Market before, at least early on. Freya is going to have the height early, and Ninja Nick's going to go down immediately from the bomb from Young. So that's pretty big. Broken's going to follow. There's going to be a sack attempt on a Nursey, but she's way too far back. The rest of her team blocking her off inside of their cafe. And it's just Corsa and Saigai to try and salvage anything if possible. But no, it's just going to be a quick sticky trap onto the enemy valley, or their own valley, and they're going to back up.
Yeah, it was a real shame that you saw Ninja Nick go down so early because the Meat Market soldiers went in and they did a lot of fantastic damage, even if they didn't get any kills. And if their team had been together and they'd been able to push with the scouts, you probably would have seen them win that mid.
Yeah, unfortunately you can't win them all though. Froyo is trying to, as they do have this full Uber advantage. Nurse is going to get popped off early. A really nice force out by Ash. And Habib is going to walk in top right with this Uber. They see the sentry taken on pretty early. A jump in from Blaze. A nice air shot is going to get taken down from a sticky bomb. It looks like they might not full commit. They're down 1 and maybe 2 now as Banny goes down and lower. Uber's looking a lot better for Ninja Nick. And we're going to see more soldier pressure trying to get maybe a demo or medic pick. And they're all just, seems almost like several sack attempts. Freya looking to feed here.
Yeah, Mimar set up that hole with those heavy hit scans. You had the heavy, you had the engineer, and when Mercy ended up popping her Uber early, they just didn't have any of the force that they needed to try and cover that large ground between the back end door and the actual point itself.
Yeah, we're gonna see Blaze trying to jump behind though. A force does come out onto Ninja Nick, and Habib's gonna pick up Cookie. So things are looking good for Freya to potentially push back in. They just keep on finding these weak points and making it really easy to give themselves chances in more fights against Meat Market.
Speaking of weak points, with Cookie down, there's not a whole lot going on the flank. Not a lot of coverage over there. If they want to push in here, this would be a good place to start as they go through Choke instead. However, we see Ash getting a lot of damage in through Choke, forcing out the Uber. Maybe not in the place that Froyo wished they could have used it, but they are going to get second point safely.
Yeah, the timing on that bomb from Ash was really excellent. It's going to provide Ninja Nick the Uber advantage, and quite a decent one at that, 40 to 50%. I don't know if it's going to be totally pushable though. They're going to try it, but there's so much pressure from this lower area from the scouts and froyotech that it's going to be pretty tricky to push out. They're going to use the Uber early here, try and get out. Mercy's already out of Choke, lots of players taking damage. Banny's actually going to go down, Habib as well, so maybe not as ill-advised as I thought before. Freya are actually going to concede the second, and maybe mid, Broking will go down, and Ash will follow, but it's still even players, and lots of pressure onto the medic as Nursey does go down. Eric's actually going to crater as well elsewhere on the map. Frag's being traded left and right, but it looks like in the end it is going to go in the favor of Meat Market.
Yeah, Broking just took that Ubered bomb in and he went straight to Choke. Caught a lot of Froyo as they were coming out. Got a lot of damage off onto Habib specifically, which was easily kicked up. And then, not wanting to be outdone, you saw Sai make a really ballsy bomb forward, landing on the enemy shed, and he just started pouring damage into the combo.
Yeah, fantastic stuff there for Meat Market. Unfortunately, they won't get the mid cap. But they will be able to secure second point, so they're no longer stuck on last. Actually, as I said, that huge double bomb coming in from the soldiers of froyotech, going to take down Broking and Ash as well. They bait more into Choke, as now only losing Eric, they're going to get a 3-player advantage. They're going to walk in a second. Freya are going to be really pleased with that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what happened there. You saw Sai dropping a Le Cringe in chat. You saw all three of their explosive classes bombing into Choke. Not really what you want to happen on an important second hold like that. We're going to see things shake out now as Froyo is pushing in, and it's really just Kuki supplying the pressure. He goes down as the soldiers finally respawn. You got Sai being able to put a little bit of pressure on that point, and things are going to slow back down.
Yeah, maybe not for long though. Nursey comes up on the Uber and they have the 2-player advantage. It looks like they're going to try and peek up, or look like they wanted to go there, but are going to hesitate for a bit. It will allow a heavy to come up in the name of Corsa. But now we're going to see more pressure out from the left side. Eric and Blaze going down really early. Looks like they went earlier than the combo, and maybe trying to create a distraction, but doesn't quite work out. Cookie is going to get murdered by Banny with that scatter gun there, and it looks like Meat Market are maybe trying to surmount a push out into second, but they think twice of it. They're going to reset onto last.
Yeah, Broking was doing a great job of holding this left door, and it actually was able to keep some of the heavier classes out of last point while Froyo tried to push in with the scouts on the right, and that's largely a big proponent of why that push failed.
Yep, froyotech doing a solid job of playing the counter defense, and now they're going to try and send Blaze in, maybe to get the sentry, maybe to get a medic, maybe just get some information. He will die though, and actually there's going to be a fight in here in the lobby as the Uber is popped. Much better Uber for Nursey now as the soldier and demo come in. Habib's actually going to jump forward into Sai. Sai gets the Banny bind off and does live, but Freya are getting so many frags, or fragged rather, that I don't think it's really going to matter.
Yeah, that's a little bit surprising. It seemed like Froyo had everything in the world going for him, but once again, you saw the soldiers going a little too aggressively and get caught out by that sentry.
Yep, unfortunate stuff. We see Eric just kind of sitting top left, maybe trying to get some sort of pistol spam, maybe improve his DPM. Who knows, but it will be a successful last hold for now for Meat Market. They still have the sentry up. Banny's actually going to come in, get the cheeky Luger morph shots, and take it down. We're gonna see a lot of spam traded on left side. Just Yom's just, you know, making a lot of space for his team, and they're just gonna get the point.
Yeah, Ash almost had the God Bomb there, able to save the point, but then the rest of Froyo was like, hey, we're here too, and, you know, they capped.
Yep.
I'd like to watch Sai again going on this mid, because that first mid confused me a bit with his awkward rollout, but he seems to be taking a pretty normal position, holding over towards Valley, as the rest of Froyo is going to come in. Scouts are getting aggressive, pushing forward. We're going to see Soldier Bombs trading here in a second. Yom's taking high ground. Ash trying to force him off. Soldier Bombs come back in. Blaze is getting forced out. I feel like positionally the heals are a little bit better for Meat Market. We're going to see them try and bomb in and take this midpoint.
Yeah, Meat Market have been playing this super well so far. They grouped well onto the left point, and now they've got Freya trapped in a corner on this right side Tetris. Tons of spam coming out. Banny and Blaze is going to go down early. The Soldier Bomb coming out from Yomps, but it's not going to catch anything, as now it looks like Freya are going to collapse, but not for long, as Eric and Habib, such seasoned, grizzled players, aren't going to go down that easy, and it's just Broking left, and he's a spawner, I believe, so... Freya looked like they were super trapped, but in the end, DM prevails, and they're going to take the mid.
Scout is a broken class, I just want to say that right now.
Don't disagree.
You don't need soldiers, you don't need demo man, just Banny and Eric is all you really need to have yourself a good time.
I mean, you're not wrong. If you're gonna have a scout dude, you can't really go wrong with those two, as Banny kind of did just, you know, win the entire middle for them. And now we're gonna see even Uber's a huge bomb out from Yomps. Not gonna find much though. We're actually seeing players traded left and right, and Freya are actually super hurt in this choke. Habib's gonna go down. This is prime pushing position for Meat Market now, as they're gonna walk into Valley here, trying to catch both scouts off guard. They're gonna Uber. Nursey doesn't have it yet. They're gonna catch her out, and now it's just the scouts from froyotech left. Can they save it once more? Maybe, as Banny is on the back half. Oh no, this might be really bad.
You know, I can't help but feel like froyotech doesn't seem, for a team that picked this map, they don't seem too comfortable on anything except last point. But they seem really comfortable clicking on enemy gamers until they go away. And that's kind of been getting them out of these really awkward positions every time. Because they really should have taken that midpoint. Meat Market should have.
Yeah, I know froyotech are typically really comfortable on Sunshine, but it's something that I've seen more and more teams contest them on. I think early in the season, Mentality took them like 5-2, 5-3. I know this team has played them to take a couple of rounds before, and they're looking to do so again as they're trying to pressure all 6 players in froyotech right now are just sitting in cafe getting pummeled by Broking right now, and the scouts as well. They're going to be forced to back out. Mid's going to get capped. Nursey does have an Uber advantage, but I don't know if it's going to be workable with the demo down.
Yeah, this is a pretty good opportunity. You know, it's not great, but you know, it's kind of better than Meat Market have been seeing. They've been mostly on the back foot, and this is an opportunity for them to try and put forward a little bit of that aggression. Before, they went with the gutsy cookie sniper play, but I think if they kept their DM classes up and tried to work it out in one of these tighter areas, they could see things go well for themselves.
Definitely, they've been finding a lot of luck in this cafe area for trying to find damage and frags. Blaze will trade out for Broking, so not gonna find the player advantage you're looking for, but it is something.
It certainly is. And as these soldiers come up, we're going to see if there's any sorts of off-classing options. I don't think there will be, but I think more likely we're just going to see things stagnate out a little longer.
Yep, Broking off of his spawn, fresh out of that respawn queue. And we're gonna see, again, just more and more pressure coming out from this cafe. Looks like everybody's having a tea party on Meat Market, because they're just trying to get as many players as they can, but no, it's a ruse. Ash is trying to come in through choke, immediately shut down by Banny. Habib will go down to Cookie, but we'll get once more traded out. It's gonna be a 2-player ad for, or 1-player ad rather, 2 players down for Meat Market. Freya might look to push in here, and yes, they do. As Banny leads the charge with Nursey and Choke. Eric actually gets caught on the flank. Does get the force off from Ninja Nick, and things are looking really hectic now. Frag's getting traded left and right, but Nursey still has this Uber up, and she's maybe looking to walk into Choke here with her team.
Yeah, you saw Broking was able to bomb in on that choke, and he was able to keep most of froyotech from coming out. He eventually did get pistoled down, but his pressure on that choke was really what kept the entire team from flooding forward. Unfortunately, soldiers bombing in from Valley were also causing their own fair share of problems for Meat Market, as they're going to try and look to push back in through choke here. No Ubers available for this fight from either team. Habib takes a lot of damage early and goes down. That's a big advantage for Meat Market. As Ninja Nick goes low, he's going to have to back up, but this is mostly up to the scouts. They're going to have to cover some ground and clean things up. What did you see?
Oh, that was a gnarly air pipe from Psy Guy. There was a bomb attempt from Blaze to try and get onto the medic, but it immediately got shut down. And once more, we're going to see Meat Market make an attempt to just stand off on this midpoint. Get it immediately back off once again into choke. So, not really much lost. They have Uber and quite a big advantage as well. Maybe we're going to... I don't know if they're aware of it, though. They don't seem to be wanting to work off of it. But maybe they're just trying to play the slow game.
Yeah, with what we've been seeing so far in these Sunshine second holds, I'm ready to see some awkward bombs that result in some scrappy fights. How about you?
I'd be down for some scrappy bombs, you know. We've seen a couple that have been pretty successful. There was a double bomb from Freya earlier that got quite a few frags through this choke, so I would not be opposed to seeing it once more. But actually, it looks like Ninja Nick and gang are trying to work their way through Valley, are gonna immediately back up and rotate. We're gonna see okay, Blaze is just gonna fly out of the skybox from nowhere. Gets coined up by Cookie, but if that bomb was successful, I would have been very impressed.
Kind of a long spawn timer. Meat Market do have an opportunity here in this alleyway, which it looks like they are just barely towing now. As you see Ninja Nick stepping forward, you see Corsa kind of testing that choke, but it seems like they do have an airtight grip on it, and they won't be able to get in anywhere.
Yeah, I would say that some of these seem like missed opportunities for Meat Market, but Freya are just so good at locking out positions for Meat Market to try and capitalize on any opportunities they get, that it's really just almost unfair. We're gonna see Blaze walk in, trade for Psy as Banny walks in right behind him. Oh my, Banny and Eric. Is there anything more you can say than Banny and Eric? I mean, I guess you can, as Yamps is gonna jump in and get the corpse.
I don't really know about that one, Chief. It seems like Meat Market wanted to get that Uber Force a little too much, and instead of getting it, they got absolutely squat. However, they did get Yamps. Pretty inconsequential when you have 3 players down. We're going to see how they want to defend this. They've got the Sentry coming out. They may have a Heavy coming out. Instead, we have Cookie on Sniper, as we're going to see how Froyo wants to push in here. They have a full 70 Uber ad.
Yeah, Broking there made a rather unfruitful attempt to get the Uber out of Nursey. Last ditch, was stuck behind. Not really much you can do. But Nursey with full Uber, a ton they can do now as they're going to walk in with the demo top right. Habib, again, jumping super aggressively. He's going to find Ninja Nick, Psy Guy, and the Sentry. This is easy pickings for Freyo as they've got tons of cap time, locking the players into spawn. Only one not out. It's Corsa. He's going to die to Interstellar. That's 3 over Freyo in the burst map.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to say that it hasn't been a close game. We've been seeing plenty of great stuff coming out of both teams. But these kinds of invite matches, especially in playoffs, are a matter of inches. And it feels like there have been plenty of inches that have been given up over the course of this match.
Yeah, it kind of just feels like Meat Market, they're getting a few opportunities to do things, but when they do, Freyo are either just completely locking them out of the opportunities they get, the player advantages, the Uber advantages. They're just straight up not acting on them. Like, there was one point where Ninja Nick had like a 30-40 Uber% advantage, and they could have walked into mid. I think Habib might have even been dead too. But instead, they just decided to play it slow, wait for the Uber. And stuff like that is the kind of stuff that you can't waste, especially in these crucial playoff matches.
Yeah, I don't want to be a little crass about this, but I think that Meat Market needs to just man up and big dick it here, because they should be winning at least a couple of these rounds, and they haven't been because they do want to take it a little bit slow, and it feels like they're trying to push it in all the wrong places when they're just waiting for a fight to round out. They've got people pushing chokes, and when they're not doing anything, they're holding a little too far back, and I think they just need to get a little confident. They need to start shooting at people.
Yeah, the other thing that definitely worries me, at least going into the second half of this map, maybe not particularly into Metalworks quite yet, but Froyo are so well known for just, yeah, maybe you play Froyo close in the first half, maybe you get 1 or 2 rounds, hell, maybe you win the half. Froyo will spend halftime talking about every single mistake they made. Banny will search through his 300-page playbook, and the next 3 rounds will just I might have to pull up some statistics and do some research, but I don't believe Froyo have ever lost a round in the second half this season. Like, it's crazy how consistent they are at just pulling back half times.
I could not verify that fact at all, but you know, these players, everybody on Froyo has been around for a long time. They're all proven, and Meat Market is equally as proven. Everyone on this team has been around. They've all made playoffs before, with the exception of Cookie and probably Bro King. But that doesn't mean that their team is any less experienced. It doesn't mean they've proven themselves any less. You've got a lot of great gamers here, and I think that, you know, especially with their soldier combo, in my opinion, they should be competing with Froyo at a very high level.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting a little more out of... I mean, again, we still have a map and possibly 2 more to go after this, but I was definitely expecting more out of the newer players from Meat Market. I definitely see there's improvements. There are definitely some times where I've seen Ninja clutch out lives where I think May hadn't, etc. Like, I definitely think they're a better team, but I don't know if they're better enough. Before they were really struggling against the top teams. I guess we'll see if Froyo are going to pull the typical have a talk at halftime and then win the entire video game as we go into the second half.
Yeah, we are live. So I'm going to step away from the demo man for a minute. I want to see what Banny does on this mid here. You know, I expect him to play it a little safe, and then I think he's probably going to play with Habib and then push into the enemy team, which is not a crazy thing to say, but never mind. Habib goes down to some early pistols from Corsa. However, we do have Banny playing conservatively while Eric goes forward and tries to show his stuff. Yomps does go down, and we've got a couple of early picks, really important picks, and Meat Market is going to take this actually without any issues whatsoever.
Yeah, froyotech split up a lot on that middle. It seemed like Banny and part of the team kind of wanted to run around the left side.
Both their soldiers are down.
Go, right? Yeah. Bro King and Ash, both dead, so a little bit of trouble, and actually Freya might try to make a double as they walk into choke here with Banny and Habib, and they have the Uber as well, something that, oh, no, they don't have the Uber. Ninja did, now he doesn't, he's dead. Cookie's gonna clean up too, maybe try and salvage this, but it's looking tough, as heals without heals, typically team with heals wins. Bro King is gonna go down. They do get the Uber forced out of Nursey, so he will get that with his life. And they actually will get forwards here. They have most of their team. Bro King is the only one not alive, as I said, that Cookie dies. But Cookie should be the only one that misses forwards, if anything. There's a lot of distraction plays going on from Ash. Corsa's gonna go down. Looks like Freya's gonna take this mid. And actually, are we gonna see? I thought Blaze was gonna go in from behind, but he decided against it.
Yeah, these pushes have just been so awkward. Meat Market is chasing a little too hard. Alright, that's a Nursey death. That's going to be big for this hold, as Ash is going to hold this choke, presumably, and we're going to see them retake mid. That was the kind of plays that their soldiers need to be making, as I was about to say, instead of trying to fruitlessly chase people after the fight's already over. And when you've got power classes down, you can kind of, you know, let yourself catch your breath, get healed up. You don't need to send everyone after them and just get fragged in return.
Phil, with the pace this match is going, I don't know if we're gonna ever be catching our breath. Every time it feels like a fight's over, ended. There's nothing gone. The team's like wiped. All of a sudden, you just see a soldier come out of nowhere and win. And that's what Corsa is trying to do right now. He's gonna walk forward with this Uber, try and kill like 3 Freya players. He gets none, but A+ for effort. Banner's gonna hide in the corner, live like a boss. Blaze is gonna die, but who needs him, right? He's the roamer. Roamers aren't important. And Freya are just gonna keep on rolling. 3 players down on for Meat Market. Makes that 4 as it's just Ninja Nick and Cookie trying to make their swift escape into choke. And Banny is hot on their heels, gonna chase them out. Takes a lot of damage, but doesn't really matter when you've got full Uber and your team standing behind you strong.
Hey, Console.
Yep.
You remember 30 seconds ago when I said that Me Margaret was chasing too hard?
Yep.
You want to take a guess what just happened?
They might have chased too hard.
I think they might have chased a little too hard. And it didn't work out for them, as you just saw. But they do have points. If they can get Ninja Nick out safely, giving up mid here shouldn't be a big deal. Roamers are trading. And yeah, they just got to back out, maybe try and force the Uber. Broking already failed to do that, so we just might see an Uber exchange here on second point.
Definitely not outside the realm of possibility. Broking's not going to get these forwards, and there's a slew of stickies surrounding the combo. Will be deleted by Mr. Corsa Scout. However, Mr. Eric Scout rather, wants to walk into choke with the rest of his team. Not really able to do so. Ubers will even out. I expect we see a bomb in here, as we will. There's the fake bomb in from Blaze. Are we gonna another one? Yep, we do. Oh, okay, so that's 2 fake bombs. They're trying to bait more players into Valley. Yams gets cleaned up, and so many players low in Valley, but not going to find anything. The Uber's going to come out from Habib and Nursey, actually. I think Ninja Nick might have also popped his Uber. So.
Yes. You were keeping an eye on Valley. Corsa did a lot of damage to Froyo's combo, and it ended up forcing out the Uber as both of the heavy classes had gotten very low, and it just created a quick exchange in choke. However, as the Ubers fade, you're going to find that the flank play from Froyo is being a lot more successful. We have 4 players from Meat Market going down, and once again, even with even Ubers, we're going to see Froyo trying to push forward with 1 scout on point.
Yep, it's Saigai and Ninja Nick versus the world as Froyo charge into last point. They're actually not totally dead yet. There are a few spawns, Broking and Ash, the 2 soldiers. Freya were seeming really hesitant to push into this last for a team that's up 4 players. But here they are finally. Gonna clean up the soldiers. 4-0 froyotech.
I mean, you know, Froyo's playing off this system of waiting for the enemy team to make mistakes, punishing them for that one mistake, and then collapsing on the weakened team. And you're seeing it where they don't really have to worry so much about pushing in with Uber when you already have a majority of the opponent down. You know, it just doesn't come up as often, so you don't have to worry about it. Saigai is going very low. You may see him get pistoled down here, as we have some very high bombs coming out of Blaze. What are you seeing here, Console?
I'm seeing Cookie missing his shots on Sniper and Joke.
Oh, he's on Sniper. Wow.
That he is. Oh, Ash is just going to take down Nursey casually. And there goes Yumps. He's actually going to take him down. And Freya. Alright, so it's Eric and Habib left on mid. Eric is just going to win because Eric is one of the best scouts in the video game. He's going to try and get the sniper down, but nothing left to do. Habib's spawn camping behind, or he planned on it at least. But now the scouts found him. They know he's behind. Gonna take the fight with Habib.
Yeah, that's not a good plan.
I think he dies.
Yeah, now Froyo are going to be down to Demoman for 20 seconds as Meat Market are going to be able to push into a very long point with a sniper. I like this sniper, by the way. You know, they're down 4-0. If you're going to try something crazy, this is the time. Sunshine is a big map. It's got big points. It's got a lot of sightlines and a lot of people jumping around in the air.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty happy to see the full-time sniper tried once again on this map. We're going to see a bomb in from Yamps, Yamps and Blaze, actually. Neither of them are going to find the Uber force. But yeah, the last time I saw a full-time sniper, it was at I-55, I believe. So...
That's not exactly recent. Oh, we did have a back cap going on from Eric. And they're not going to have the people to fight him properly since it was just Sai and Cookie. Wow, and things are going to fall apart for Meat Market. When before they had the world in their hands, they had the Uber advantage, they had the positional advantage, and suddenly Froyo's got mid. And
Ninja Nick, there is no reason why he should be ever alive. He hit a fantastic surf onto the roof.
yeah, that was a god surf.
Yeah, and then he dodged a rocket at 20 HP. Now he's going to use his Uber aggressively into froyotech. Don't know if that's the best decision when you're a player down and you have the worst Uber, as now, yep, exactly as I expected. Freya going to catch him out, Ninja Nick down, maybe more if Banny finds any. He won't, but there's a soldier to try and help clean up. And actually, we're going to see a scout flank play here from Cookie, trying to maybe find the medic, maybe trying to find some cap time. And Freya 3 down are going to concede it, despite having heals.
Yeah, Froyo are going to have about a 30% Uber advantage. They're going to just be able to sit on that for a bit, or optionally, they can push through choke aggressively. I think that Meat Market may have backed off a little too much. You already didn't have a medic with you. I think there's a thought that possibly waiting on that might not have been the better plan. But you see them come in, collapse. Meat Market's coming in so late, and they're really not able to establish themselves in any way in that fight.
Yep, once again, going to take the point, and they're already walking to this top left. They don't even have Uber yet, though, to be fair, Ninja Nick's not up. Nursey's going to hit a ridiculous surf. What was that? Ash is going to try and kill Nursey. Not going to work out. Everybody's dead. Of course, the Ninja Nick respawn. Not in time. That's the first map, 5-0 to froyotech.
Yeah, and it still was a good map. It's like you said, though. You know, we saw some good stuff coming out of Meat Market there. They really tried to, you know, make a fight back, make themselves shown. But Froyo, in the end, was able to clear that a lot quicker because they do have one of the best tacticians in the game on their side.
Yep. I'm going to be trying to look at these stats here. We're probably not going to be able to pull them up on stream just because ESEA redesign, we haven't quite gotten our graphics package updated. And a thing to note here is that all ESEA is kind of weird right now, so all stats are doubled for damage. So, for example, it says Eric put out 570 DPM, and as much as I'd love to for that to be true with his 31 kills, I'm pretty sure he didn't do that. I'm pretty sure that's closer to 270? 570 divided by 2. Is my math right?
It's like 285.
Okay, close enough. Nickels and dimes.
Maybe if you're bad at math.
Listen,
Here in the big brain squad, we know that 285 is some big numbers. And, you know, as much as I'd like to see Eric putting up clockwork numbers, 31 kills and 285 DPM is still pretty good.
Yeah, I'd agree. Habib just kind of did his thing and destroyed the server. 32 kills and... Hold on.
Yeah. He had, like, 370? No, he had a lot of DPM. I'm not in the good at math big brain squad either, so I don't remember what.
I got the
It's
calculator.
375 DPM and 32 kills. So Habib just kind of bent Meat Market over, and he gave them the dark meat here.
Definitely he did. I mean, if you look at these stats, it pretty much just spells out the froyotech, like, theory, right? You pump a lot of heals into Habib. He goes nuts. The scouts kind of do the rest. Eric and Banny putting out some pretty good DPM. Yumps and Blaze obviously had some good plays. Nursey with only 7 deaths, bottom deathing the server by a pretty reasonable margin by, like, what? 1, 2, 3, 5 deaths. So, yeah, all in all, just the status quo for froyotech. I think we might want to take just a short break while we figure out how to get the STV for the second match.
Yeah, things are still a little weird for ESEA.
Yep, stay tuned though. We will be coming back at you with more ESEA action in just a few. Hello and welcome back to Team Fortress TV's broadcast of ESEA Season 30 playoffs. I'm Console, joined with the BILLDOZER casting, and we have Looster on production. It's map 2 of froyotech versus Meat Market. We're going into it, jumping right in. Who are you looking at?
Well, I'm going to look at Sai coming out here. Metalworks was Meat Market's pick, and I think it lends well to their strengths, and I think it lends well to cutting off Froyo's strengths a little bit. Lots of doorways, lots of chokes, and you can't use your scouts as well as you'd like to. What are you seeing on this mid-fight console?
I'm seeing Habib immediately air piping Bro King, but there's lots of damage coming out from both sides, and it actually looks like Freya's really pressured out into this valley. They're kind of split up, and they don't have a lot of coordination. Meanwhile, we're seeing big bombs from Ash and Bro King, taking out Blaze and Habib, respectively. Ash is going to go down with his bomb. Eric's going to go down the side guy. Freya collapse? Question mark? The comeback is real?
I think it might be a little early to say that.
I was going to say never mind because Ninja Nick's going to die, but Ninja Nick just hit a fat surf. Oh my. Yeah, this is looking pretty good right now for Meat Market. They do have even Ubers, but they're going to get this second point relatively for free. Freya are going to try and contest a little bit, and actually more than a little bit. They're going to try and use this Uber, but it's so much worse than Meat Markets right now, as they're just going to kite this with ease. It doesn't even look like they're going to use it. They're going to drop Cookie, and actually their soldiers are going to be caught alone inside a lobby. They're going to rotate their heels in, and an Uber immediately coming out, catching the soldiers off guard. There's going to be a scout making an attempt at a back cap, fighting a soldier in Valley now, but the rest of the team is fighting on point here. Nobody's getting the cap quite yet. They're kind of all split up. There's some people behind, there's some people capping second, there's some people at last, but the people at last, oh boy, are they doing work, broking and forcing to pick up the frags.
You want to take a breath there, console?
Yeah.
Alright, so Froyo popped their Uber a little early before the second point. It means they couldn't really get their bombs out, and they couldn't really cover the distance between themselves and Meat Market. Thus, they didn't really have any way to force out Meat Market's Uber, and it meant that they were able to take their leisure and come back in when they were good and ready. You're going to see the point finally get capped, though, about a minute later. They had an opportunity if they had gotten that cap, but with no advantage whatsoever, except for 2 players down. We're going to see if they want to push in here at all.
Yeah, Meat Market's out for blood. They consistently have had a player advantage since the mid-fight started. I think Bro King dying before Blaze the first time, they had a player disadvantage. Nursey's gonna go down there, and it's looking pretty easy for Meat Market. Ninja Nick, Corsa, and Cookie on this Uber here. They do have a lot of players to deal with, but I think it's feasible as Yamcha's gonna go down. They're just kind of fighting one by one, as now we're gonna see Banny and Habib walk in. Banny's super hurt, surprised he didn't die there. It is going to be a reset with Ninja Nick having a significant advantage, however.
Yeah, it's... Meat Market just seems... Let me rephrase that. Meat Market seems incredibly comfortable on this map. However, once fights start shaking down, they seem to have a little bit of difficulty converting it. Be it because Froyo decides to have one player do a lot of damage and they don't want to push into that, or because they suddenly have a lot of people go down because they all pushed a little too far forward. They're just having trouble capitalizing on that.
Yeah, Meat Market's mantra, especially on maps like this, has always kind of been go together and just like group up. And they're gonna take the Uber and solo onto Cookie. I guess their demo man didn't want in. They're gonna drop 2 players, and they're not gonna get a lot else. It looks like they're gonna back up.
They did get Mercy. And that's going to give them probably about, if they keep building this well, it's going to give them 40 or 50% advantage. So they can keep trying to push this in as long as Froyo's not getting picks and as long as they're not trying to push out themselves. They need to seal this out, and they need to keep Froyo from getting cocky and trying to do anything fancy.
Yeah. Like I was saying before Ninja Nick so rudely interrupted me with his Uber charge. But yeah, it's kind of Meat Market's mantra to just group together in like 4 or 5 and just kind of big dick energy their way through a choke and just kind of overwhelm players with coordination. What froyotech has seemed to be doing really well, at least thus far, despite being on their own lap, is denying an Uber with a pyro. And just deleting Cookie. Other than that, it seems like they've been really good at splitting up these fights. We saw earlier on they had 3 different fights going on in the map, and it saved them from losing last point, as now they are going to be pushing out through lobby, dropping Bro King Meat Market will be, so not looking too great for them right now. Soldiers on the low ground, gonna jump up, try and get something, and actually Nursey is super low, but Ash will get cleaned up. Nursey will live one more day, one more second. The rest of the team looking to push forward now. Cookie and Ash down, clear pushing advantage for froyotech. Habib's gonna bomb super aggressively and gets a lot of damage. into this lobby area. Once again, Nursing put into a really tight spot, but manages to live.
Yeah, you know, that was a really poor push out of Meat Market. They weren't ready for the Sentry to be there. More importantly, they weren't ready for the Pyro to be there, and that just completely stuffed their Uber. And similar to the push from them before, Froyo was able to take their time pushing out, and now they've flipped the points back on their favor, as they're gonna force the Uber back out of Meat Market, coming in with a pretty big advantage. They may be able to take this point back if they can get through here safely. They're gonna force froyotech back into this second point lobby area, and then, you know, we're going to see things stall out a little bit as they wait for their Uber.
Yeah, actually, we're going to see Blaze going behind. He does get spotted by Corsa, so unfortunately won't be able to do anything there. Meat Market looking to push through lower. Once again, another flank play from Benny. It seems like players just keep on trying to get behind. And yep, there it is once more. Habib's going to throw Sticky behind onto the net. Going to get the kill. No medic is no good news for Meat Market, losing 2 more players in the process. Make it a third.
Nursey goes down.
That's gonna get the drop. Nursey's dead. It's just that guy though.
Yeah, I don't think Saiga is going to be able to hold this point on his own. However, it is a golden opportunity for Meat Market when it looked like they were going to have everything in the world against them. Instead, they have an opportunity here to take their time and build a proper defense.
Yeah, they're going to have a pretty significant Uber advantage as well. Metalworks isn't the best map to try and push out just off of Uber, but it's definitely an advantage going in their favor. Oh, Banny's on Spy. What's Banny doing?
Oh my gosh. This is juicy. I want to see what Banny tries to get into here, because I don't know if they're going to expect this.
Alright. We're getting on the the Team Fortress TV TM certified Grant cam here.
Oh my god.
He's trying to pull a Corsa and get the epic spy play. Oh no, he's beefed it. He almost gets the engineer. Oh, he almost dies to a pipe as well. Eric's gonna find Ash. There's actually a team fight going on here on second, as players are getting traded left and right. Freya's actually, or Meat Market rather, to be able to push out here on and get the cap. Oh, never mind. Vanny was playing the long con, I guess. Blaze is gonna get Ninja Nick. Everything's falling apart.
And then Banny's still floating around. Can I just talk about how much I love spy plays? They just seem so, like, everywhere. I don't know. I'm not good at describing it, but they're so much fun to watch. We're going to see Ash going Pyro trying to defend this. Really not anything that he can do, though, as the Uber comes out. Yeah, it's just a cleanup for them.
He's going to jump and get Corsa through the window. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned spy plays. The thing I was thinking, like, the way Banny was going, it looked at the best spy play I've ever seen in sixes, and I think the best play I've ever seen. Corsa season 22 against Lucrative got the backstab, sap, and then surfed the sentry into a backstab drop, and I thought Banny was trying to replicate that. He was in position to do so, but he was just playing the long con game, making space for his team as we go into this next bit.
Alright, we're going to see Froyo getting real aggressive with their bombs, not able to find anything as Meat Market is just taking some comfortable high ground. Froyotech having a little bit of trouble getting in from this valley area. A bomb from Yomps hopefully able to supplement that. However, Eric goes down, and it looks like they're not going to be able to get any of the push that they're really looking for. Some aggressive soldier bombs. We'll see if they can manage to hold themselves back a little bit. As we saw on Sunshine, their chasing was a little too aggressive.
Yeah, Yomps is going to try and bomb behind, ends up taking himself out. Corsa will go down and the Uber will get popped out with a follow-up from Blaze. And more follow-ups from the opposing team as Ash is going to jump in, get himself a 20-second spawn queue, but not before popping off the Nursey. Habib and Banny are just going to do their thing, though, and just get more kills. Oh, Nursey's going to win. Nursey's going to win with Uber Saws.
Yeah, and that Uber Saw is actually going to be a pretty sizable, important advantage, as they're already going to have 75%, possibly even 80% going into this second point. There's not really going to be anything that they can do about it as far as Ubers go. However, it's just going to have to come down to smarter play.
Yeah, before that Uber Saw play, this was like a 30, maybe 40 advantage for Nursey. Maybe Meat Market holds second. Like, maybe they have a chance of, like, getting a cheeky, like, jump onto Nursey. Now they basically need a drop to shut down Nursey, and Nursey has been pretty good about not dropping. I think maybe once or twice. But now we're gonna see the bombs to try and get the force out. Will happen, as expected. And everybody's just gonna fall back.
Our control point is being
Yeah, we're gonna see Ninja Nick with a good 80% ad. Are they gonna back up? They do frag Banny. There might be an opportunity here as the second point does go out. They're just gonna have to back up and hold this.
Yeah, Ninja Nick's actually really close on this Uber here. Gonna arrow up.
Oh, they backed off. Never mind.
They did. And now they're trying to go even deeper here, as it looks like it's going to be a solo onto Corsa. They're going to get Habib really early on. They're catching Freya so off guard, but I don't know if Meat Market have spotted this Banny sniper. Oh, of course they have. Bro King with a 500 IQ play. Gonna know that Banny's going to be sitting in that forward spawn. Gonna lead the rest of his team in like the Chad soldier pocket that he is. The rest of the team just going to keep on pushing through. Eric down, Nursey alone. 83%, so if she gets the saw, she gets the epic gamer play, but won't be the case as Habib almost gets caught out there, a little bit aggressive, but will live. However, and actually, yeah, Nurse is going to be at a significant Uber advantage here, so this might be pushing.
Oh, they're pushing straight in.
Yep, Freya in it now. They're gonna frag Corsa. Habib dies, so that's not exactly great news for froyotech, but they have this Uber, so they're pretty much just chilling on second.
Yeah, they were able to bully out Meat Market with the threat of Uber. However, there wasn't really any pushback coming from them, and it meant that Freya will have this Uber. However, Ninja Nick is getting his in 5%, and that's going to mean we're probably just going to stall out a little bit. Maybe see a sack from Bro King, possibly go for a sniper play from Kooky, or Bro King's just going to go down regular way. And Freya are going to take that and say, all right, here comes our Uber. Probably going to see Banny take it here. From upper is where it looks like Nursey wants to go, as Meat Market are poised to back off, with the exception of Guy trying to get that extra damage. And here it comes. What are we seeing? We're seeing Guy and Corsa going down from some early bombs, some early spam, and here comes the Uber on Habib, pushing them out successfully, and Eric is going to be left to cap as Banny pushes forward with his heals.
Yeah, honestly, every time Freya plays into these second to mid pushes, it kind of looks like they're trying to get away with too much without popping, but in reality I feel like they're kind of pretty much playing it perfectly. They're baiting players out by not popping. They're like, oh, they're not popping, we can force them and like win this and get the better Uber, and then they drop 2 players and can't fight no matter what. We have a okay, I'm blind. I thought there was a sentry in yard. There's not, so ignore me, but we're gonna see Soldier jumping in, doing some good damage onto the scouts of the crew, so I can actually gonna be able to pressure them on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
The wires. We got some bouncy wires up in here.
Yeah, you saw Blaze try and make something happen, as you saw kind of a slow roll coming from Valley by Meat Market. However, Blaze wasn't able to find anything. They were able to take him down easily, and that meant that on this big divided midpoint, they didn't really have any aerial pressure that they could use to get onto the combo of Meat Market.
Yeah, it looks like Meat Market wanted to work their way through Valley. They had pretty much all 6 players there. The one risky run by doing that is that it's really easy for them to play a soldier drop down or a soldier house, which is exactly what they did. So they were forced to back up and rotate their combo back into house. They're gonna actually sack Ash and Cookie behind as well. So classic 2-man here. Looks like Freya might be trying to work something out here, as we see Blaze leading in early on in lobby. The rest of the team following up in Valley. Blaze will go down pretty early though, with pretty much no damage traded. So this is going to be pretty difficult for froyotech to really capitalize on anything here.
Yeah, call me crazy. I'm not entirely sure that Cookie needed to die there. That might be a little of a wild thing to say, but I don't think that that was a good plan for them, as froyotech are trying to push this a little bit, although the spawns have come up and things are just going to mellow out again a little bit.
Yeah, I can see a 2-man going from a second to a last push, but going from mid to second, it's a little bit risky, especially considering the difference in spawn waves between those 2 different places you would maybe want this 2-man. We're going to see a really deep bomb here actually from Blaze. Is going to try and get onto Ninja Nick. Ninja Nick holding strong though, decided not to pop the Uber. Actually didn't take that much damage, only went down to about 90. Ash will die in lobby though, as the rest of his team backs up. So once again, more Uber Freya to try and play around, as you do see Banny go down. Eric's actually kind of in the back line. He will rotate back to the rest of his team as we see him trying to support as the Meat Market push comes in. Ninja Nick is actually so hurt, decides to force it off. will take the Uber trade against Froyo, and Froyo are flashing a lot here, so it looks like it might be about an even Uber trade. Yep, both teams' Ubers go off at the same time. Both the medics are building at the same rate, and we're gonna see a bit of reset here, Bill.
Yeah, I don't know if they just popped that so that they could have something happen. I'm always in favor of just a regular old Uber exchange. I need to start checking the flank a little more because I didn't see how both Cookie and Ash went down a second time. I was too focused on that blaze bomb, but I think they should stop doing that. I don't know if they just think that they're better off sacking themselves like that, but I think that trying to force a more traditional team fight might be in their favor because just throwing people at them has not been.
Yep. And as you say that, they coordinate pretty well in through Valley, and they do get the demo pick as well as a scout. And they're gonna lose 3 of their own. Freya are actually gonna get their spawns and try and be contesting this. Never mind. Sai's gonna kill Nursey. It's easy peasy for the BT.
Yeah, so they're gonna have full Uber advantage. This is the best opportunity that they've had. Probably didn't need to push it immediately. I don't think that they were going to set up an NG or anything, but they just kind of wasted their Uber. They're going to be perfectly even now, and Froyo is going to get the opportunity that they wanted to hold this, if not push it.
Yeah, I rotated my free cam over to try and see what was going on with the Uber, and the next thing I know, I just see them walking out of Shutter with like 1 player, and that's not the way you want to take an Uber in. As now we're gonna see a soldier kind of caught through lower. Ash is gonna hit the speed shot. Ash is gonna live for now. Cookie won't. And oh, we see Corsa on Spy. Listen, this is the man everyone needs to watch on Spy. I don't care who's dying elsewhere. Corsa is the man when it comes to Spy, and this is his playground. This is his map. He's gonna uncloak now. He's gonna be he got blinded. Habib's too good. Oh, that's so sad. Can we get an F in chat?
Yeah, can we get an F in chat? I'm gonna do it, console. Ninja Nick, I'm trying to kill the enemy medic, but I'm dummy thick, and the clap of my ass cheeks keeps alerting Habib.
You're not wrong. Ash's ass cheeks clapping alerted his team as well. Oh, it was Habib as well. The joke worked out. That's well played. Uber's gonna come out. Blaze and Banny are gonna die. It's gonna be better for Freya though, as Nursey gets a lot later of a push. Maybe not, as Nursey's trying to make her escape. She's getting chased down super hard. Barely escapes with her life. 50 health. More chasing going on, but maybe not the smartest. You're fighting against Eric. Eric was going off in that last map. Maybe not the person you want to take a 1v1 against.
Sorry, I was focusing on my joke and I didn't really catch that fight.
Yeah, so basically, Freya took a big team fight in Valley and won. That's pretty much all that happened.
Well put. I remember seeing Nursey walk through an archway and suddenly there were 3 players surrounding her and then they all died because froyotech has better DM.
Yeah, that's pretty much, you know, I think you just summarized competitive TF2 in a nutshell right there. froyotech has better DM. Yeah, I was actually talking to Bear, I think, the other day. Oh, I'll talk about this later. We have a recharge coming in. Yep, it's gonna be Habib jumping in like always. He's gonna Ninja Nick. He's gonna hit Psy Guy. Habib just doesn't care. Habib is just like, yeah. This actually rolls really well at this point. I was about to hit. I was talking to Bear the other day, or maybe it was Sin. One of the two. I'm friends with invite players. I'm cool. I know.
Oh, you dropped this. Sorry. This name
yeah.
you dropped.
But yeah, I was talking to them and they were like, they were like, yo, like honestly, froyotech aren't that hard to beat. They just have like they don't play differently from any of the invite teams. They just have such superior DM that they just win all the games. However, this mid it's not what it's looking like. As we see Cookie immediately taken out. Habib and Blaze. Cookie just wins. He wants to win really hard.
Speaking of superior DM, Habib just goes down within the first 2 seconds, and at that point, if your demo man goes down early, like, 19 out of 20 times you've lost the mid. And Froyo know that. They kind of throw some people forward to see if they can't get Ninja Nick, but at the end of the day, they back up. We're just going to see them we're going to see Meat Market trying to push into last already. They've been able to convert this into 2 points. This, losing a couple players, 17 seconds is a long spawn time, but they're going to, you know, try and find a way to push in. This is not ideal.
They're going to take the Uber trade into lobby, and actually they're going to find Habib in the back lines. Nursey will get popped off as well, but overall this fight looks like it's... Oh my lord. Blaze just got absolutely Goomba stomped into the ground, survived with 5 HP. He should have died. Like, those are the kind of shots you hit where you're like, yeah, he had 5 HP, he should have just kill binded.
Yeah, I'm just trying to follow what's going on here. We have 2 different fights. We have flank players coming in from the shutter, or we have combo players coming in from the doors, and it's just a lot to follow. But the bottom line is Froyo won because they have superior DM, and now Meat Market are on the back foot. Still have the midpoint though.
Yep, that is an important thing to have because it decides whether you're on the offense or the defense. To be fair, when you're playing against Froyo, you're pretty much always on defense. These guys play so aggressively, they just know every single angle to click on and just get damage. And as I say that, more damage comes in. We're gonna see Ninja Nick surely doesn't drop. Oh no. I loved the milk all the way until the soldier 1v1s him on mid. Then maybe, I mean, it's hard to say, right? I mean, you want to keep that Uber, but at the same time, dropping there is super unfortunate.
That was just a bit of a brawl moment. I saw Yomps jump in, and I saw him jumping after Ninja Nick, and I thought, like, come on, one of you guys has to see this, right? But here we are, Froyo's winning the fight, and they're likely going to be taking mid off of this, unless Nursey takes some god spam and drops.
Yeah, to be fair, it wouldn't be the first time this match. Nursey's actually had a couple of Uber charge drop blunders, so we'll see if it happens once more. Maybe not. I doubt it. Nursey's pretty epic at this game, but we'll see what happens as we go into the next point. Ninja Nick's actually got a decent Uber ad, 20 to 30. I don't see them pushing out off of it, but it's nice to see from them. Bro King's dead. Sad.
Yeah, Bro King's flank play on this map in particular has been a little lackluster. We're going to see some trades come out. Corsa going down, Ash going down, Saiga going down. This is what I talked about earlier. Froyo is capitalizing on those mistakes, and now they're going to be able to freely push in with Uber and still having 2 or 3 people down or out of position on Meat Market.
Yeah, the Uber's actually going to be better for Meat Market, so it might help that. Never mind. Bro King is dead. Everybody go home. This is Freya cap. Yep, there we are. There's a halftime.
Yeah, kind of a back and forth half. Again, Meat Market have been putting up good fights. They've been getting a lot of kills that they need to, but then when it comes to actually converting things, you see them fall on their face multiple times.
Just give me a sec.
All right.
There we go. But anyways, yep, that'll be the 3-0 at half. I'm gonna peep these stats real quick. I'm sure these players are very anxious to get in. I'm actually curious if this page is not work. Oh, ESEA, you good? I think ESEA might be how we say not good. Let's see if we can pull these up. In the meantime, honestly, standout performances there from Cookie. I really want to see these stats. Despite the 3-0, Cookie went off, especially on that last mid where he just insta-kills like 3 players, like within the first 10 seconds of the mid. Like this dude's been going crazy this series.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really have a whole lot to go off of either, so I'm just going to say that things are going good for froyotech. They have superior DM.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm getting a HTTP error 500 on the match, so I'm just gonna assume that stats decided that they got sick and they're calling in today, but it's fine. We love you, ESEA.
Oh my god, I see what Lou means when he talks about the wires. That is ridiculous.
Your understanding what the wire shake is?
Yeah, that is crazy.
Yeah. These wire shakes are pretty great. Are we in the
Yeah, I
second
love it.
half? No, surely not, because I mean we did see Cookie roll out sniper to mid, so
Yeah, they're willing to do it. I don't know if Metalworks is the best point to do it, but you know, there's worse places you could be sniping.
yeah. I mean,
Go on.
to be fair, he did do it on the one map where like people used to actually run full-time sniper.
Yeah,
Like again,
I remember
the-
Flippy in particular being a force to be reckoned with on Sunshine.
Yep, I-55 where he would go main sniper and then they would move one of their soldiers to scout.
Was it Tech?
It might have been Tech, yeah. Nerd Rage.
Yeah. You know what scout combo I really loved?
Which one?
Seymour and You Must Mike.
Yeah, they
That was
were
like
pretty
old school Mad Men. Not old school, but like the iteration in like season 23 or 24 where they had Harblue. God, it was Blank, Indust, Harblue, Pharaoh, You Must Mike, and Seymour. God, that was a good team.
It was earlier than season 23.
Was it?
Definitely.
Okay.
Because, yeah.
I believe you.
By season 23, Bird Noises no longer existed, and Mad
Oh,
Men was
right. Bird
before
Noises were an Overwatch team at that point.
Yeah, so we're going a little bit farther back for Mad Men. I'm thinking like season 18, 17, somewhere in there.
All right, well, we are going live now, taking a little bit away from that blast from the past. I'd like to follow Habib here because he has not been especially fruitful on these mid fights. You know, in the third round, you saw him go down pretty much immediately. He's been having trouble finding some damage, finding frags, because you've been seeing a lot of great play out of the meat market soldiers here on these mid fights.
Yeah, despite his performance in the first map, his mids have been pretty hit or miss on this one. As once again, we're going to see him go super low, super early. He's actually...
Yeah.
Oh, there goes Nursey.
Yeah, you saw him immediately. He tried to take a pretty positional play, or a pretty traditional place up on that bridge, but was immediately forced out by Meat Market. Forced back into that choke valley area where Nursey went down. He went low, and that was pretty much the end of the fight for them.
Yeah, honestly, Meat Market are doing a really good job of focusing targets on mid. I mean,
They've been doing a really good job focusing targets on mid all night, console.
Yeah.
I'd like to see them focus targets on last before I get too excited.
You know, that you do have to do that to capture a point, so we might need to see some more of that from them.
But this is the time. This is their opportunity. Sorry about that. They need to scout out what's going on, and they need to go in with their superior Uber advantage.
Oh, this Eric Pyro worries me so much. Okay, good. They're deciding to go in the not Pyro entrance. They're going to take the sentry down early, so it's looking good so far for this Uber early on. Getting some damage onto both soldiers. Ash will go down to a medium reflect. But other than that, the frags are mostly going in the favor of Meat Market. Looks like they're going to rotate back and try and get heals. Actually, there's a really nice attempt onto Nursey's life. Broking not going to quite manage to take it. And actually, Nursey's going to get that Uber now. If Broking manages to get that kill, that actually turns the whole fight around, because then that's an Uber that they don't have, but they do have it.
I don't understand why Meat Market backed out there. Both Blaze and Yomps were down. I think they were only missing a soldier. If they were worried about the Pyro, they had their scouts there. It just seemed like a bit of an odd time to back off.
Yeah, oh my, Ash is just the best at getting past the flank. He just jumped behind like 8 players. He's going to take a 1v1 and lower as the rest of his team is fighting on mid. We'll see. We'll check back on him later as we see the rest of the team fighting in lobby. Oh, there he goes. He's dead. Rest of the team is fighting in lobby. There's Nursey down. Cookie, is that it? Okay, that's just like another random 2k instantaneous. Cookie's is a god.
Yeah, they had some superior positioning Meat Market did here on mid, and then I think the Ash kind of being behind and pulling them away gave them a good spot, and it's going to continue giving them a good position as they're able to retake mid, and they're going to be pushing into second with about 40% Uber ad.
Yep, it's looking pretty nice for them. We're going to see the very rare Banny. Oh, never mind. Habib's just going to kill. Yeah. That's a pretty great sticky trap coming out from Habib. I was gonna say we're gonna be able to see the rare Banny sniper, because when he goes sniper, typically it's pretty rare, but he'll always get like a pick or something. But we don't even need him to snipe, as we're gonna see Cookie once more try and go for Nurse. He gets a lot of damage and is gonna find Ban. This man is just on a tear. He's gonna find Yamps as well. He's making all of the openings possible for Meat Market here, as they're gonna try and at least contest a little bit on mid. Corsa will go down, so I don't think it's gonna be feasible, but man, is the effort there from Cookie.
Yeah, we just saw Ash try and come in for a sneaky bomb at the end. Wasn't able to find Nursey. Put some important pressure out. If they have anyone else with maybe some kind of ranged weapon, they might be able to pick her off, but unfortunately that isn't going to happen. We're going to see Meat Market back off, build up their Uber. They're not going to have much. They're going to be able to get it to defend this point, and then we're going to see maybe the game stall out a little bit. Maybe we're going to see Froyo push in with a scout and a demo man.
Yeah, I don't even know if they're going to be doing that. I mean, they're going to get the Uber here, but oh, well, I guess we have it swapped out now. They had an NG on last. They were always building a level 2 sentry. Habib's in here alone. The rest of the team's finally following up. They're trying to get a lot of pressure. Blaze is going to go down early. Cookie will get triggered out, which is not the player you want to lose this early. And the Uber will come out from Nursey as well. Going to be a lot longer and a lot better. However, we're going to see Habib die kind of late, and we see a scout onto Ninja Nick. That will be Banny, will be taken down. Brooking's going to die as well, so Frag's going left and right. No soldiers left for Meat Market. Could be a lot of trouble here. They do have Cookie back up though, so anything's possible. Looks like it's just going to be a simple reset. Both medics on about 40%.
Yeah, the difficult thing about Metalworks, especially because there's so many of these doors, is that when you're spamming one of these doorways so heavily, you force Meat Market, who needs to push out with a better Uber, to use their Uber far earlier, just so that they can get into the point. And that's why you see Froyo getting these much better Ubers. It's because Meat Market has to use it just to get to Nursey. But you're going to see Freya pushing in now, trying to retake the second point. Habib with stickies everywhere. Again, it's stopping Meat Market from being able to push in. They do have the Uber now. Nursey's going to have the Uber, and if they want to be able to get onto second point and try and contest this, they're more than likely going to have to use it very early on. But it looks like we're going to see things settle down, and we're going to go to a last hold.
Oh my, Yumps actually just got a really nice force onto Ninja Nick there. Is going to not even going to get a chance to force Nursey. They're going to be walking through Shutter here, and the Uber comes off. There is a sentry, level 2, trying to shoot down the enemy gamers. However, it's not going to do much. It looks like Freya are trying to make this attempt onto the last point. Banny's got so much cap time, and he's going to die, though. It's just Nursey and Yamps. Nursey's going to go down, and actually, yeah, Yamps is a spawner. He's going to try and go to this lower. He's hiding. He's trying to find more fights. Is going to find Ash. Will get cleaned up, though. And looking like Meat Market might be able to take the second and recapture.
Yeah, you saw Corsa and Sai doing a great job of holding off that last point from Banny, who was being ruthless. But we're going to see them possibly trying to push into this middle. They're not going to have any advantage that is really notable, but they are going to see themselves with a possible opportunity to move forward and get some aggression going.
Yep. Oh, we almost had an off-quest there, but I guess not. I saw maybe Cookie or Corsa switch. Or no, it was Ash, but switched immediately back. We're going to see a reset here. 80% for both medics. Ninja Nick's got like 5% advantage. Definitely pushable. I think I foresee Meat Market rolling with this 5% ad.
I think I would like to see some sort of bomb out of Froyo, because it's not really their style. I think that they're the ones who are willing to big dick it a little bit, and I think we're probably going to see that here in a second, as they're just going to sort of walk forward.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, Freya pretty much can sit back and do whatever they please. It's 3-0 for them. 22 minutes left in the second half. They're just going to kill it. Ninja Nick, though.
Ninja Nick dropped.
They're just not going to waste any time. Ignore what I said. Freya are just going to hold the WP and wipe everyone.
Yeah, and we have Saigai kind of hiding in the back. I wonder if he's going to do anything fancy here. I'd love to see it. But Nursey's already moved on to last point. It's not as if he can try and get a med pick. He's just going to have to defend this point. He's really... Oh my gosh, Sai. That was a valiant effort, and I love to see it. However, he was not able to find the success he wanted. Freya are going to be able to push in with a pretty good Uber advantage.
Yep, unfortunately.
No, go on.
Yep, unfortunately, Saigai's Habib impression was not good enough to best OG, and Freya are going to take it for the round here.
Yep. You know, that's how it goes. They did a good job pushing in, but I would like to watch some soldiers here. Let's see what Broking does on this mid.
We'll be seeing. They've actually been putting in some decent work, especially on the meat market side, of just making a bunch of space and being able to keep Freya locked inside of this valley area. So we'll see what he decides to do. Early bomb here onto the point is going to get spammed from down below, but is going to lock the demo man out of this fight. That could be really important here as the second soldier comes in and the scouts are starting to walk forward for meat market. They are a player down, so they have to be a little bit cautious here. As actually Freya is starting to get aggressive kind of late into the fight. They, Banny and Co are a little bit low, but in the end they are going to have the round taken. So low is Yomps trying to get something onto the medic, but
we have
nothing's
crits
happening. Actually,
out.
it's a crits. I didn't see. Ninja Nick's got the crits, and it's gonna find literally nobody, but it doesn't matter as Freya kind of crumbles.
Yeah, I like that Meat Market is willing to try to do some fancy things, try and make some unusual plays, try and throw froyotech a little bit off the rhythm, a little bit off of what they're used to. I think that it would probably behoove them to try and use these different strats before they're on their match point, because you know you want to win a round when it's not the most important thing, just when you have a little bit of room. That way you can start getting more comfortable. I don't know if these strats being for desperation are important. Froyo is pushing in, full Uber out of them, not using it yet.
Oh,
never mind, they have used it as we have the crits coming out on the side, and crits does not beat Uber, so things are kind of shaken down. Not seeing a whole lot come out. It looks like nothing really happened out of it.
Yeah, Nursey dropped 2 players there trying to walk in, seemed to want to milk a little bit, knowing they were going into an advantageous fight. Not going to work out there, and it might actually work in Meat Market's favor now, as they're going to be taking this fight onto second. Right now, it looks like they're going to be winning it as Banny is going to go down. There's more pressure from the rest of Freyo as Yomps is actually coming in from the shutter flanking. And there's, yeah, Freyo are just doing such a good job of splitting up this team. They just have players coming in from the shutter and lower, and making sure players have to either go behind or... Oh, there's another crits here. Oh, Nursey's just a boss at dodging. Can't dodge a scattergun though. It's really hard to dodge hit scan in this game when you just click and then they die.
Yeah, what I'm noticing is that the froyotech soldiers have made this lower area with the large health pack their home. They always return there, they always hang out there, and you don't see Meat Market really trying to chase that or trying to cover it up or stop it or in some way keep the soldiers from being able to hide out there and get health back so easily.
Are we gonna see another... Oh, we're gonna see a Meat Market.
Alright, this is good. This is what I like to see.
Hey, Looster, nobody's calling it a comeback yet.
But please make it a comeback course.
And
that we
Meat
need
Market makes an incredible comeback as they're now 1 round to froyotech's 4. Can they roll this all the way?
Well, we'll have to see as Ninja Nick once again rolling out with that Blitzkrieg. We will see if Saiga is trying to do anything with that, or if we're just gonna sit back and let the rest of his team win. As we're gonna see a super high bomb super early from Mr. Super Broking. Not gonna get anything though. Cookie once again dominating the mid with his fantastic scattergun. Ash is gonna get meleeed by Habib, goes for the bomb and isn't able to find much. Ninja Nick almost on the crits. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a scout crits here. And yep, that's exactly what it's gonna be. Scout crits coming into mid is gonna get flashed onto both scouts. They're not gonna find Jack though, and Nursey's not even on Uber, but I don't really think it matters, as the players are once again too split up to really make a difference, and it's going to be Ninja Nick running with his tail between his legs.
I just want to mention something real quick that I saw. As they tried to push in double scout with that crits, Nursey actually hit a fantastic arrow onto Ninja Nick, taking him down to about 20 health, and it completely stopped him from being able to push into the mid comfortably. It meant that he had to back off, regen a little bit, and it meant that the scouts couldn't really push forward with that critical advantage the way that they needed to.
Low-key medic plays getting caught by your boy, the BILLDOZER. You know what? else is getting caught, Meat Market are getting caught out. They had some players try and make like a drop down play. It was like Psy Guy and oh, we lost a player from the server. Was that a rage? I see lots of bro moments coming out from Psy Guy in the chat. So I'm not sure.
It looks like we lost Corsa. Corsa's coming back now.
Yeah, Corsa rages as I'm dropping the med. I see Broking is frustrated at his own teammate. Corsa is back from his subsequent rage quit. We see once more Ninja Nick on the Kritzkrieg with a solid 65% over Nurse's 40. So once again, might be able to see something happen. Maybe we'll just see Freya take the 5th round in normal froyotech fashion. Who knows? We have yet to see, as the crits actually is up now. It's a soldier crits. It's gonna find Blaze and Yamps with 1 rocket, and they're also 3 down. So this is exactly kind of what you want. Like,
they didn't need to get 6 kills with that crits. They just managed to force them out. It's gonna be a little awkward as they have about 80% Uber advantage. Over the course, it's gonna turn into about 50%, but they're gonna need to put up some real numbers if they want to try and hold froyotech out when they have a proper Uber.
Yeah, this is the one thing that kind of sucks about earning crits, is that anytime you don't get the medic in a crits advantage, you're pretty much guaranteeing that you need to make the clutchest medic drop of all time, or that you're going to have to fall back a point. And when you're on second and already playing on the back end, especially down 4 rounds, things are not going to be looking good for you. You know what is looking good though? This sexy sentry here in lobby that's actually 9 players off the point. So this might have been the perfect play. The Uber's going to come out, and they're not finding the medic yet, as the crit is going to be popped off. Uber is over. Oh, at the last second, Eric is going to find Ninja Nick. So unfortunate there. It might not matter a ton though, as it's just Blaze and Habib left on the point, and there's going to be a big bomb in from Broking trying to deny stuff. Habib's so low, but is going to hit the air pipe on Broking. Broking down.
Yeah, it looks like the Meat Market soldiers may have given up, as we see Ash just running around in the back. Broking spent his entirety of that fight just hanging out in the back, getting some health. It puts him in a really awkward position because for both of these fights, they've been essentially down a player. And then Ninja Nick gets sniped, I guess.
Yep. So at this point, not looking too great for Meat Market here. They do have a sentry that just killed Vanny though, with Broken coming in to finish off the damage. Yamps doesn't care. Yamps is just gonna peek through shutter like a bro. Truly a gamer of our generation. Gonna take out the sentry gun with the help from Habib. It's an NG and a soldier in a demo versus the world. Ninja Nick will be up with Corsa on the spawn wave. Soldier is gonna almost immediately kill Ninja Nick. Ninja Nick survives with like 10 HP. He's also still on crits, which is a really interesting decision to make when you're holding last. Typically you'll see a lot of medics switch back to the metagun, but at this point I think it's safe to say that Meat Market look like they're swinging their head against a brick wall.
Yeah, you see Nursey as the Uber now, and I wouldn't be surprised to just see them come in with it because, you know, they want this game to be over too. We're going to see Habib just destroying this stuff, laying down some spam. They try and clean up Meat Market and close out this game. You know, Meat Market doesn't seem particularly into it. That was some weird scrappy fights that went on, but now that Uber has finally been built...
Yamps! Oh my god, Yamps just deleted Psy Guy. I would have left the server if I was Psy Guy right there. Oh my lord. That was a skybox air shot right there. That's some frag movie material. Holy, did that get caught on stream?
Yes, it did.
Oh, thank lord. Okay, big hearts for our cameraman, Lucifer. Oh, that was... I don't even know what to say. I think that air shot pretty much sums up this entire game. Good effort from Meat Market, but in the end, Freya just... They hit those, you know? They have the superior DM.
I've seen them win those.
I think we've all seen them win it for about 20 seasons now.
Feels like it's been 40 or 50 seasons.
Yeah.
But I can never fault someone for winning.
Well, it seems like the match page has reloaded, so it's not broken anymore. However, I think that we might not be able to get stats for the second game.
I got your stats. Habib did 1 billion damage, and Banny got a bunch of big boy frags.
Yeah, you're not wrong, but once again, the one stat line I'm interested in, how much did Cookie do? Because you saw it, everybody who tuned in saw it. This guy went crazy. This guy was like winning fights single-handedly, opening up plays that his team really shouldn't have been getting. Like, for all of the DM might that froyotech brought to this match, Cookie was swinging right back, and it definitely showed. And I wish I had the stat lines to show it, but maybe we'll get it in the next ESEA redesign patch.
Yeah, it's great to see Cookie being probably one of the newest players between these two teams. He's shown that he's perfectly able to hang just as well.
Yep. So I don't really have too much more to say. I mean, Meat Market definitely came in here looking better than they did in the regular season. Again, a lot of the players they picked up in the past couple of weeks have been decent upgrades, despite their previous players definitely packing a punch. But when it comes to facing Invite Titans, it's hard to kill a god, you know?
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, I want to give a few quick shout outs. I want to give a shout out to our cameraman, Lou, who showed up on such short notice and was able to do a great job observing. You shout out to my friend Console for staying with me through these 2 maps. I want to give a shout out, of course, to all of you, our viewers. I love you all. Thank you for coming by. And last, but certainly not least, I want to give a shout out to my dad, Zachary. What do you want to say, Console?
So I've got a few things to say. First of all, shoutouts to RGBLAN. Announcement coming soon, TM. We just confirmed our dates, so those should be public soon-ish. Expect the Fragile to post on the Team Fortress TV forums. Speaking of Team Fortress TV and all of our plugs, if you want to find more invite action, more TF2 action, Oz Fortress, Asia I don't know if there's much Asia Fortress casted, but maybe Asia Fortress, definitely ETF2L, RGL, Sixes, and Highlander, all of that good stuff. If you want to have the latest updates of when stuff is happening, interact with the community on the forums, teamfortress.tv. We have Twitch, which obviously you're watching, or maybe you're not if you're on the YouTube, in which case, hello. But we do have a YouTube as well. We have a Steam group, a Facebook, a Discord where you can look for all your scrims and argue about Team Fortress 2 Classic. We do have more invite coverage coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow will be Chaos Control, formerly known as Mentality. Yep, that would be it. So it is Chaos Control versus Ascent playing in the next upper bracket round 1 match tomorrow night at 11 EST. If I'm correct, I'll have to double check that. Keep your eyes out for the event sidebar. And I think that's it. Other than that, I'm going to shout out real quick to Newbie Mixes. If you are new to competitive TF2, looking to figure out how the video game works, every Friday, Newbie Mixes hosts some pretty epic pugs. And they have coaches, so you get some pretty decent players teaching you how to play the game. And overall, it's just a good time. So, Newbie Mix. Yep, there we go. Links in there. And thank everybody for tuning in. I've been Console, once again, joined by Looster on the cameraman. Everybody give super big hearts or raise love if you're a raise fire sub. Woo to him. And of course, how could I forget my favorite man, the BILLDOZER, co-casting with me. Thank you everyone for tuning in, and good night.
Good night, y'all.